Llama de Agua, written by Koji Kondo from the Super Mario Bros. 3 video game, performed by Mustin. Enjoy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from our comfy couch here in the Oscars to the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon Reviews for August 11th, 2019 with your host, Spacebreaker2448 and Rapid Epsilon.
Hi.
Thankfully, the time didn't change and the date changed in the middle of me saying that.
Yeah, thankfully today it didn't.
No, yesterday it did. So this week, we're continuing our watch of Kamen Rider O's in our review. We're reviewing episodes 33 through 36. We are almost done with the series.
And it kind of feels weird because at the same time it also doesn't exactly feel like it's that close to the end.
Okay, we're 13 episodes from the end, so...
Yeah, but I mean... I guess it's a case of the last few series that we've been watching has kind of just had that downward spiral at this point. Where we ended before we should have, and this time it feels like, you know, this is a good paced show.
Yeah, it really does. And we also hit the one episode that I believe I've told you about. That is a hilarious thing.
Yes. And God, I love that moment.
That's because it's the same genre. DJ, it is the exact same genre. Only Japan, not America. Togu is weird in how we got it stateside, and then how it's more than what you've seen with Power Rangers. But that is probably an entire conversation for another day.
And truthfully speaking, the first 6 that you see there or 7, my bad, are actually just different forms of the same one. Because it's Tatoba and the 6 full combos. So, yeah.
And technically the 2 on the end are different characters who are just using the same suit, slightly changed. And by slightly changed, I mean they just put a giant red circle in certain spot. That is the only difference between Birth and Birth Proto. Like, it is kind of crazy how it's just like, wow, you literally just took a birth suit and just put some like red like paint or red like a red sticker in a circle around like each of the gashapon balls on the suit. I want to say it's around each of them. Now I have to look up a image of the suit. But while I'm doing that, before we get properly into O's, how do you feel about hearing about Geo for this week, since the subs are actually out on time? Okay, my bad.
I'm so just like over Geo.
There's 2 episodes left. 2 episodes. We're almost done.
Is it bad that I'm like, it can't come soon enough?
No, I'm the same way. Also, it's my bad on the Birth Proto suit. No, it's just the red circle on the chest plate, and then it's a red stripe on both of the, like, ankle covers. Like the ankle armor? I'm not sure how else to describe it. It's just a red stripe down the middle. And technically, the eyes light up differently. They are green instead of red. But I don't know if that's ever properly shown in series.
Probably not.
Granted, Burst's eyes don't light up that much in series to start with.
Yeah, honestly, that's really up to this point, only been the Taka helmet.
Mm-hmm.
I say up to this point because it's actually within this batch of episodes that we see apparently all the helmets that Oz has can do that.
Technically, yes. But I also think technically all riders, their eyes can technically light up. It's just most of them don't because they have no reason to. Like, I'm not kidding. All of them can. It's just most of them don't.
Which that's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. How best to describe this week's Geo?
Oof.
I've already told you how, like, the end of decade, where, like the start of decade with the worlds colliding and all that shit, that's the end of Geo looking like right now.
Which I'm thinking this whole way through why.
Well, it gets better.
No, you mean it gets worse.
I mean, yes, but... So, you know how Schwartz is, I guess, technically the main villain of this series now?
Yeah.
Well,
I think
he's
it would have been cooler if, he was Omageo, but ignoring that fact...
Well, he's concocted this whole 4D chess plan of his over the course of the entire series because he's trying to save his world from being destroyed. So in order to do that, he has to destroy all the other worlds, all other 20 worlds that are, like, combining together now.
Wait a minute here. So, we've already determined that Sogo's essentially timeline, I guess, can be said, because at this point, it's a time puddle that has just gotten stirred a whole heck of a lot. But so since we know that's its own timeline, what I'm hearing is Schwartz has effectively recreated Decade, but with him as the quote-unquote hero.
Yes.
And Decade being who he is, I can understand now why his entire presence is here, because it's like, no, that's my job, not yours.
Also, each of the individual worlds is a different world for a different show. So even though we've perfectly established, like, especially in the second half of the Heisei era, that, we're going there. We're going there again.
We've went so far as to even go to the point with Build to merge back.
Yes. Also, it gets better.
Geo's not an anniversary show. No. Geo is a show that takes a look back at all the others and says, how can we screw them over?
Mm-hmm. So, you know how I told you that Tsukasa got his powers back because of the Decade Ride Watch?
Uh-huh.
Well, apparently he created the Decade Ride Watch by giving it half of his power.
So, he didn't actually lose his power.
No, he's had half his power the entire time. The other half is in the Decade Ride Watch. So Schwartz only has half his power.
So to this I say then, when he was telling Schwartz about the whole, his little dimension portal deals was part of him, that was a bunch of crap.
Probably. Honestly, I don't know what they mean by half his power anyway.
To be fair, that would fit right in line with Decade.
Yeah. Well, him saying he put half his power in that ride watch just made me go, what does the fuck does that even mean? What do you mean half your power? What, like, I don't... It's so nebulous and vague, but yet so perfectly Geo, and the fact that it is so nebulous and vague.
No, I got it. I get it. You know, Decade came this time with all the riders up to Geo.